Hello and welcome to Key 6 of the 7 Keys to Happiness. Today is a bit of an experiment. I'll try to speak up because it's a bit loud out here. There's a lot of wind, but I wanted to share with you the beautiful landscape and the beautiful sunshine we have today here in Folkestone. And I have to maybe pause this a little bit, we'll see. Anyway, my name's Ronja and I'm with Me. And fittingly, the reason I said I might have to pause this is because there's people encroaching on me. It was like a perfectly quiet beach. In case you don't see it, let me raise the camera a bit. Lovely. Until of course I started recording. And that really kind of brings me to the topic of today, which is what do we do with situations that we feel we have no control over, but we really feel helpless about, but somehow impact our life in a major way. So what I've learned from reading a lot of books and the intel that I get in meditation from my own coaches, etc., is really that we have to step away from the problem. I don't know if you've heard of Einstein, who whenever he was stuck with a problem, he went and took a nap. And then whenever his brain was no longer thinking about things, that's when the solution came to him. However, for us it is really difficult to step away from things. We're so trained to find solutions, to sit down and go through options, etc., etc. But that way we really become more and more entangled in things. And especially with these rising energies, where everybody is being pushed towards their own spiritual awakening and becoming more human by becoming more divine and really finding out what's most important in life, namely community and love and forgiveness, etc., etc. The pressures can be really hard to deal with certain situations because things have become more extreme. So what I really like as an advice, you might know that saying that I'm not sure I can get it together. God given the wisdom to differentiate between what I can change and what I cannot change. It doesn't really stick in my mind because it doesn't really resonate with me. What does stick in my mind, however, is something that Florence Scovel-Shinn said. She was a metaphysician in the 1920s, worked in New York City, and she's written several books that I keep rereading because they're so simple. She wasn't simple-minded, but her advice was really simple and really drives it home that way. So what she suggests really is to, and that's really actually kind of what Christianity says as well, that's what Jesus said in the Bible, cast it onto God, cast the situation onto God or a higher power so that you can walk free. And even though it sounds so simple, it's not easy to do sometimes. So one of the ways that we can practice that is to either say it over and over in our head about a certain situation so that we finally either manage to really let go because we've convinced ourselves, or that we become so entranced by the repetition of that thought that we finally let go mentally of the problem, kind of like Einstein when he went and took a nap, or that it really ingrains itself in the subconscious by writing it down or saying it over and over. Sometimes when there's a situation that I really feel overwhelmed by, where I do not even get a solution in meditation, which sometimes happens because there's something else for me to find out, that's what I do. I sit and just write it over and over. I cast the situation upon God and I go free. And it doesn't really matter if you use the word God or another deity, or say my angels or my spirit guides, or it really just means to let go of that particular problem so that you are no longer burdened by it, and so that your mind becomes free to actually receive a solution. Also, you might have heard in regards to energy work and the law of attraction that whatever we focus on, we give energy to and actually exacerbate the situation. So that is another advantage of doing that. You take your power back that you would otherwise give towards that situation or to certain people or whatever. So not only do you feel less helpless because you don't focus on your helplessness, you also do something that is productive, namely to give it to somebody else. That at least is an active thing to do. Also, when you take back your focus towards something else, you stop feeding it energy, and therefore the situation will at least not grow worse. And eventually it will have to resolve itself. So I don't know if that made any sense to you. Just give that a try. As I said, you can do this as a mantra, talking to yourself even while you're walking along somewhere or while you're sitting on a bus. I just talked to a client of mine yesterday, and she actually took some of my advice and did practice it on the bus, which I said, well, use the time wisely that you have, like when you're walking or when you're on the bus and whatnot. Instead of just staring out the window, ruminating and going down to your rabbit hole of negative thinking because you're ruminating on a problem. She did that, but then unfortunately she missed her bus stop and her whole day unraveled that way. So maybe set yourself a timer, or be a little mindful of when you actually practice that. But you can practice these things when or wherever you want, whenever you want, instead of doing other things with your mind which are so easily called negative. Right? So change your mindset to be more productive, more positive by saying, in this scenario, when you feel helpless about something, a situation that completely overwhelms you, I cast this burden, I cast the situation upon X, my angels, God, the divine, and I walk free. And when you say that over and over, or when you meditate with that mantra, you will feel a shift. You will feel a shift in your energy, you will feel lighter, you really do feel like a burden has been taken off your shoulders. And whether your mental mind actually believes it or not, that the situation is suddenly resolved by some mysterious thing, it matters more what you feel. It is the vibration of our feelings and thoughts together that we bring to the world, that creates our world. So just try that. Try sitting with that in meditation, or take your journal and write it over and over, as long as it takes to feel a shift. Or mumble it, under your breath while you're doing something else, going for a walk, where you can't miss a bus stop. And just give it a try and see how it can shift your vibration, how it can put you into a place of more contentment, feeling safer in this world, and ultimately feeling happier. So, in case you were wondering why I didn't look into your eyes or to the camera this whole time, I switched the phone around in order to avoid the wind noise. I was actually talking to you anyway. So, bear with me, please. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I'll be back tomorrow with key number 7 of the 7 keys to happiness. Namaste.